want to talk about when you see something wrong with somebody else, when you see something wrong with something else, when you notice something isn't great about anything. Okay, so this is like pretty simple. I don't even know how I'm going to do a whole talk on this subject, but this is all part of you really continuing to understand that you are all that is. Okay? So, when you see in your outside world that somebody is really annoying you, you can't stand somebody, or somebody acts like an ass, or what about that country? They're just crazy. Or what about that group of people? That's wrong. What about these sick people? What about that poor person that, is going through this traumatic thing? What about this? What about that? Just look at the news and you can have all kinds of examples. I can't think of them all. But basically what I'm getting at is you are seeing something wrong with people around you, people in the world, something wrong with the earth, something wrong with Mother Earth, being polluted or animals being killed, whatever it is. You're seeing some, people sick, or you're seeing some kind of awful thing. I want you to remember that this experience that you're going through is not about him, her, it, them, whatever situation, whatever people. This experience is all about you, or me, or whoever, okay? It isn't that anything is imperfect in this world. Because if you think that there is anything wrong with anyone or anything in this world, in this universe, you're actually saying that Creator is imperfect. Okay? So, and I've said it before, I really don't feel that we're here to change the world. In fact, I'm not here to change the world. It's up to you if you need to change the world. That's your experience. Everything that we see, everything that we know, everything that we notice is there to help us to grow. It's there to help us to learn something about ourselves. It's something out there. It's an opportunity that the universe, that you, aka you, is giving yourself to learn from. There is nothing imperfect about anyone or anything. It's all happening for you. And it's helping you to learn and grow in order to feel happier, be more fulfilled, be the greatest you can be at whatever that is. So, yes, we say the universe is yourself, that you are your universe. And so you might say, well, there's a lot of imperfect things about myself, and that's fine. You can believe or say whatever you want because it's serving you. It's serving your experience in some way. But let's just get really clear that whatever your belief is, whichever way you want to perceive something, the more you kick and scream with it and fight with it, it won't go anywhere. We talked about everything resides in its own dimension. And you can go into any dimension you want and play the game. And that dimension will play the game with you so well. And it will play as long as you want to play, because it will always be there. It will always be there, ready to play anytime. And if you're in there kicking and screaming in that dimension and you're not happy and you're mad and you're angry and you think it's wrong and you're just throwing the dust up, then that dimension will just keep annoying you and making you unhappy and getting you to fight with it. It's not going to change. That dimension is not going to change. So the sooner you realize wait a minute, I'm going to just step back because I really just can't even do that in my space right now. That is your first movement out of that dimension, is when you say, wait, you know what? This feels bad. I want to feel good. If I keep playing in this dimension, I'm just going to keep fighting myself. Basically, you're just fighting yourself. You're fighting your own belief. You're fighting your own imperfection that you're judging. You're fighting everything that you don't like. You're just fighting yourself. It's like you're just punching yourself and saying, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. But at some point, you've got to just stop doing that and decide, you know, I'm just going to step back and realize, wow, that's an interesting dimension. And I really don't want to be in there. And I'm tired of punching myself in the face over and over again. So I need to start seeing things in a way that is going to make me feel better. And there are plenty of dimensions that would contrast these not feeling good dimensions. There's dimensions where you would feel great and just be totally cool with and be happy. But for some reason, us as humans, we really notice things that bother us. And I'm sure it's part of our DNA and how we were brought up. It's like, notice those irritating things. That's why I said in one of the other segments was, find me a perfect relationship and tell me that there is absolutely nothing wrong in that relationship, because I don't believe that. There has to be something, there has to be a reason for it to be there. There has to be some contrast. So this is a really good point right now, actually. I could close that loop by saying, also, if you found the most perfect experience, whether it's a relationship or whatever, I do believe that there's always something in there that can be looked at. But let's just say, for example's sake, that this was the most perfect relationship. There's absolutely no issue whatsoever. And if you have one of those, I'd love to know that, by the way. But say it was. Remember that everything always has some sort of a contrast. So what would be the opposite of that? What would be the opposite of this wonderfulness? Because there is a dimension for that. And it doesn't mean that you've got to play in that dimension or be in that dimension. But as you know how the pendulum works, the pendulum swings. And so the universe is always balancing itself out. So if there is something really awesome and good, believe me, on the other end, there's something really awful and lousy. So we're always contending with that. Light and dark, bad and good, bad and good. But it's up to us to pick the balance, pick the middle ground, or pick whichever side you want. It doesn't really matter, because some people want to pick the darkness and some people want to pick the lightness. Some people want to choose to feel really lousy, and some people want to choose to feel really good. But what I'm saying is there is nothing imperfect about anyone or any place or any situation. We tend to label things as good and bad and lousy and horrible, but it's all there for our learning. And if you can just start remembering that when this is coming to you, and just, saying, whoa, acknowledge like, whoa, I just saw that, and that is some weird stuff that I don't want to get involved with. But what is it that I'm to learn from? What is it that I'm to learn from? And even if something seems really good, like, wow, that's amazing, how about you take it a little further and say, how amazing, I'm sure there's something I need to learn from that. Whenever we hear something, we automatically go, that's good or that's bad. We might not say those words, but we'll go, when we hear something, we either think, this is good, this is bad, I believe this, I don't believe this, that makes me mad, that makes me happy. We have an automatic judgment of what it is. And we can just accept that because we all believe what we believe. And it may or may not be true. It's true for you. It may not be true for me or for her or for him. But you don't learn anything by just making the judgment and being happy to be around things that you agree with or people that you agree with. Or you don't really, well, I guess you learn a lot about being around people and things that you don't agree with. You learn a lot, but it might not be what you need to learn. Well, I won't say what you need to learn, what's most important for you to be learning. But from now on, whether something feels good or feels bad, why not just step back for a second? And again, I don't need you to start dwelling in this unless you really feel like this is something I have to look at. But just for example's sake and just to start training yourself, start going, this is really good. What there must be something I need to learn from this. I wonder what that is. And find out what is deeper learning for that good thing that you just labeled good. And if it's bad, do the same thing. That's really lousy. I wonder what I need to learn from that. There must be something. Or, I don't care about that. I wonder what I need to learn from that. There must be something. So I want you to start doing that. I want you to start pondering everything that you have just labeled good or bad, or you don't care, or anything in between or around. Because there's always deeper learning, and there is nothing wrong with anyone or anything or any situation. It's all just illusions and stories for us to learn from. Don't take life so seriously. It's like a book. Like, which book did I open today? And whoa, I didn't want to open that one. That's a weird book. Close it. But what did I need to know about it? Why did that come to my awareness? Why do I need to know that? That's why there's some things in this world that happen that might be really bad or really good that you never have really any involvement with. You may not even know about it, or maybe you hear about it here or there, but it's just not on your level of vibe. And then there's other things that are stronger and closer to you that you hear a lot more of, that it does, involve your heart and your emotions or your anger or your happiness. And those are all things vibing around you for a reason, because there's things that need to be worked out within you. So always look at every situation not as what it is, okay? Don't get so caught up in the sadness of something, and I know it's easier said than done. Obviously, if something happened to a family member, I said, oh, don't be sad, like that's just an experience. Well, that's true. I do want you to realize it. That is an experience, and that was supposed to happen, and it was supposed to be for your learning. And of course, I'm sure it's going to hurt because we're human and this is what we do. But there's always a deeper learning, and that's what I'm asking you to do, is find that deeper learning, like, why did this have to happen? Not why did it have to happen? Why did this have to happen for me? What am I learning from this? That's what I'm talking about. What am I learning from this? Now, I want to tell you that I've had a lot of death in the recent last 3 years in my life. And normally, I never had people dying around me that I knew. I would always be like, gosh, no one ever dies around me. Because, I'd be around people where they would have lots of friends and family always dying and be like, whoa, I never have anyone dying around me. That happened a lot to me when I was in my teens. I had lots of family members die, like one after another after another. It was pretty devastating. And then it just stopped. And then 3 years ago, I started having this pattern of just a lot of people dying, and it was really devastating. Death is hard for me, even though I talk like this and I can see dead people and talk to dead people, it still does hurt me just like it hurts anyone. So, I understand that. But one thing I have learned through all of those deaths that I recently had gone through is there was always so much learning from a passing of a person, especially, all of them. I would say especially the ones that were really dear and near to me, but that's not true, because as I spoke about the other day about my first real boyfriend, and he's not my first real, he's my second real boyfriend, but the one that really screwed things up. Or the one I created to screw things up. Anyway, whatever. I did learn a lot from his passing, and I didn't care about it. And when I say that, I'm sure there's a part of me that when I say I don't care about it, there's probably a part that cares that I do care about it, but I'm really not sad about it. I'm probably more glad about it, even though that sounds awful. Anyway, I'm not going to judge myself on that. I'm just being honest. But every death that has been around me, I have learned incredible things. And it really came to me that death is so necessary, not only for the person that's ready to move on and do their thing, but for the people that are left behind. If you can just use those opportunities, I know you're going to grieve and be sad and all that stuff, but take some time to use it as an opportunity to see what you learned about yourself from this person. Some of the people that I've been so close to that have passed on, that I'm so sad that have passed on that I could even cry now. I have learned that the things that I so respected and loved about them, that I was just like, the reason why I loved them so much, why I cared so much about them, I really found that I have a lot of those qualities that I love about them. And that was shocking to me. I didn't realize that. And it was only after their passing that I started, I would talk about like, they were amazing because of this and this and this and that. And then I would realize, oh my gosh, I have this and I have that and I do that. And I was just like amazed. Like I still feel like they're so amazing. And I totally look up to them. But at the same time, I never realized how much I am like them for the things that I loved about them. And that doesn't make it easier, but it was something that I needed to acknowledge and recognize within myself. And that was such a gift, because if those things were the things that made me just love them so much, then I have to look at myself and love myself so much too, because I am so much like them. And it's about, I really feel a big part of us being on this earth plane is to learn how to love, be loved, be lovable and loving, and vibrate love energy, which is source energy, get as close to that love vibration that we possibly can grow to. And there's so many things, so many hurts, so many angers, so many emotions, so many traumas, so many things in our lives that knock us away from that love vibration that we can be, that we are, that we feel so good experiencing when we can. So without their passing, that was a part of a love for myself, an acknowledgement for myself, a part of me that I have to feel amazing about myself too, that I wouldn't maybe have ever recognized if they didn't pass, because it was only until they passed that I was thinking about these wonderful things that I loved about them, that I realized that I had those things too. And that was huge learning. And then I started applying that to every person that would pass that I knew. What is it that I loved about this person? What is it that that I'm learning from this person passing? It might not be something so great as, wow, I have these great characteristics. It might be that, wow, this thing has been hindering my life for 40 years. Or this thing has made me feel unworthy for 30 years. It could be something that, wow, I didn't even realize that this has been getting in my way, or that I felt this way, or I had this thing, or I need to heal that, or I need to recognize that. It could be anything. It could be anything good or bad or anything in between. But every death is a call out, a teaching for us. So don't just be so sad about that person leaving, because as that person's leaving, they're also teaching you something. They're giving you a gift. They're giving you a gift that you otherwise may not ever have without that experience. So perhaps, I'm getting chills, perhaps It was all in the plan that they would pass at the time that they did, so you could learn about yourself the thing that you need to learn. And that is the most beautiful gift that anybody could give anyone, is to leave their experience here on the earth. And one of the reasons is to give you a gift of realization, to give you a gift of healing, to give you a gift of maybe more love for yourself and your heart. It's really a beautiful thing. I just feel so emotional thinking about that because it's so selfless. It's really a gift. So instead of losing yourself in grief and sadness, I want you to look deeper if you've had these experiences of losing someone that you love and finding the gift that they left behind for you. Because in essence, they haven't died. They're still very much alive. But they gave you a gift, or they want you to realize a gift just for you that they could give you in their act of passing into another phase of their existence. It's really beautiful. So there is really nothing wrong in this world. Everything is right, even if it looks wrong. It's just another opportunity for you to take that opportunity to learn from, to grow from, to become a better you from. So let's stop looking at things like they're imperfect and start recognizing that everything is so perfect just the way it is, and thank you. How else can we learn unless we have these things to look at? If everything was just automatically perfect, we wouldn't be learning what we needed to come here and learn. So these things have to be this way. These dimensions have to be this way. And the sooner that we can just wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to stop thinking that this is so wrong and this is so bad and this is so imperfect. Instead, I'm going to start thinking, this is exactly what I need to learn from. What is it I need to learn from this? If it gets your attention, there's something to learn from. So take the next step and learn from it. Okay, everybody. Take off your glasses and close your eyes. And take some nice deep breaths all the way down to the bottom of your abdomen. And send your grounding cords down to the core of the earth, and you know what to do. Just get in attunement with Mother Earth's slow, strong heartbeat. Remembering to take some nice big breaths. Move your attention to the center of your head and drop down slightly into a bubble of light. You choose the color, attaching a grounding cord to it, letting it drop straight down through your body, down to the core of the earth. Allowing your spirit, your presence, to anchor fully into every cell of your body, down into your feet, expanding out through your aura, and breathe and feel the vibration of your presence. Feel or imagine your aura around you, whatever color you would like to vibrate in right now. See it thick and full, spinning through and around your body, above your head, and below your feet. Making sure it's spinning slowly in a clockwise direction. And breathe it in. Put a protective covering around your aura and continue to breathe. want you to think of anything that you have been bugged by recently, whether it's a person or a situation or a feeling or a thing, it doesn't matter. And see it right in front of you. And as you see it in front of you, notice all the cords that are between you and that whatever it is that keeps you together, whether you like it or not. And let's ask Archangel Raphael to come in and cut those cords. And as he's cutting through those cords between you and whatever that is, with each cord cut, it starts to disappear. And as it gets through the last cord cutting, it is gone. And I want you to see it going into a bubble of light and being taken straight up to Creator's light for transmutation and elimination. And Archangel Raphael pulls out any remaining pieces of cords that might be connecting into you, and then sends in his beautiful green healing gel to soothe and heal you. And breathe. And now let's do a neutral separation. Any energy of that person, situation, or thing that might be in your energy or space, allow it to leave out of your third chakra. Just gather up all that energy that you might have anywhere within your body or energetic system. Allow it to leave that third chakra and go straight back up to where it needs to go. Go back to the person, go back to the situation, go back to the thing. Just let go of that energy that does not belong to you. Continuing to breathe. And cut the cord. And now calling in all your energy that it had from you, and allowing all your energy to come flowing back through your crown chakra, grounding through your body, down to your feet, and allowing all your energy to come back to you. Breathe. And again, let's cut the cord. Now see your aura nice and full and thick again, spinning through you and around you, above your head and below your feet. And take a nice deep breath. And when you're ready, come back. God is a compassion, being here to work with your healing your heart. And then I'm going to deliver a message from I did actually have a message from the beginning, but you'll have a little lumpiness going on. So you can choose how you like it. But just know it will happen. It always happens. You can do it slow and easy and just consciously and calmly and just enjoy life, or you can push things along and then things will just push along and then you just have to work it out. So that was just one message. So we will be doing and we'll just take turns one by one. And for now on, you're going to remember that anything that comes your way, whether it's good or seemingly bad, that it is something for you to learn something more deeply about yourself. Get into the habit of asking, what am I supposed to learn from this? Whether it's good or bad or anything in between. If it comes to your awareness, if you're noticing it, there's something for you to learn. Let yourself explore deeper levels of yourself. The more you can find out about yourself, the closer you can get to whatever it is that you want. And the learning just always continues, and it's a beautiful thing. And you might learn things about yourself that you're so glad that you learned about, and they could come in the weirdest ways. Start exploring yourself even deeper. Give yourself the space to do that. And at the same time, remember to keep aligning with your desire. Keep aligning with that and realize that every time something is coming towards you, it's for you. And whatever those experiences are, they're getting you closer to vibrating exactly what you are desiring. So accept it, say yes to it, learn from it, grow from it, and continue on. And I'll see you all tomorrow.